Hi, it's Tuesday evening, and so welcome to my weekly Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. So I'm jumping over here to Instagram to bring these folks on with us. And I'm excited that I have, there we go. Oh, we are all set up there on Instagram now. Fantastic. And so, um, Sunday, not as a live, but under my videos on YouTube, I created a video with the Autumn Expressions bundle, and I'm using it again this evening because the September through December 2024 Stampin' Up! Mini Catalog, okay, we're going to call it Holiday Catalog, starts Wednesday, September 4th in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. So, of course, I had to play with something from there for the live card making tutorial on Tuesday evening. And oh my goodness. And so we're going to create warm autumn vibes as I show you how to create a striking seasonal card. Okay, fantastic. And oh, we have some folks here. Oh, Miss Marcia's here and Miss Patricia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let me introduce myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand-stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. And Miss Susan is here too. Hello. So let's have a closer look at this Autumn Expressions bundle. Isn't this beautiful? Oh my goodness. And so the stamp set, and it's so much about these greetings. Change can be beautiful. That's what I use for the card on Sunday, September 1st. We'll be using Grateful for You this evening and then have a perfectly lovely day along with some images and, of course, the coordinating dies to go with it. So we've got the outline dies for the images. Well, three. And this frame, we'll cut out 2 of them. Then you can hang it, very cool, and then some intricate dies. And so I have these, oh, Miss Tammy's here. I have these stored on a magnet card, and I picked these up at on stampinstorage.com, and you can scan that QR code and it'll take you right there. And so they're just super strong. Typically I get the 6x6. This one looks like a 5x7, but it was I had one and it was enough for the dies that came in this. And I just love these because they're super strong. And then I store them in one of these storage pockets. And so you want the pocket, not the sleeve, and there you go. You can follow that, or they're listed below my video too, the link. And so through September 30th, 15% off store-wide, plus free shipping in the continental United States. Oh my gracious. So 15% off store-wide. So not just the products to organize your crafting supplies, but also your whole craft room, your cardstock and ink pens and markers, and you can deck it out like no one's business at 15% off and free shipping through September 30th. And if you'd follow one of my links in there, oh my goodness, would I ever appreciate that. You won't pay a penny more and I'll get a tiny commission, but hey, every little bit helps, right? All right, so this will be available September 4th, 2024 as a bundle discount. So whenever you see a bundle or a stamp set with coordinating dies or a punch, look to see if there's a bundle because that discount will save you 10% on both. Okay, so I'm so excited. I'm not even sure where to start. But you know what? What I want to show you, because I was going to make one of the samples in the catalog because it just was so pretty. But then I decided to switch things up, and I wanted to use the beautiful Splendid Autumn 6x6 Designer Series paper. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Miss Tammy, see if okay, cool. It also put in the chat the link to those. I'm trying to scroll down, but I guess that's it. Okay. See if I missed anything. Fantastic. Oh, seems like I did. I'm trying to scroll down. Oh, and Miss Sharon is here. All right, it wasn't advancing. So anyway, the Splendid Autumn 6x6 designer series paper, I used this pattern this evening. And so we've got A side and B side. Gorgeous, aren't they? Now, when it comes to um, hand-painted designs like this that are realistic, oh, Miss Roxanne is here. They tend to sell out pretty quickly, temporarily, but they do. So if you're loving this like I am, you're going to want to get on over to my online store. Oh, Miss Angela, yeah, loves the paper, see? And so I recommend getting over there September 4th to my online store and grabbing these up. These are just phenomenal. And we're going to use both sides, not of the same paper, but oh, look at that for the purple people. And beautiful in that sky. And so, don't think that these are boring. They are gorgeous because sometimes, you need something a little bit more subtle because that's so beautiful. But to do two of those would be, that'd be a lot to put two of those together and you need something else to balance it. So we will be using that this evening. So I'm going to also be using the frame. I'm excited about that. But we have a little bit of stamping to do before I grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So what I have here is some copper clay cardstock. Yes, I agree, Miss Roxanne. Some copper clay. And then I have the Cajun Craze Classic Stampin' Pad. We'll pick this up, slide that in, and let's ink this. Go over here, straight up and down. There we go. And I have this mounted on a clear block B. If you haven't used our clear blocks, they are so comfortable. There are ridges in here to make it easy to hang on to, but they're also rounded, so nothing sharp. Oh, Miss Angela, you can't wait to see ideas. Oh, you know what? I should show you the card. That's a good idea. Let me show you. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. I'll put them right there. Show you the cards that I made in that other video, and I can link you to those. I believe we are done with that. So I'll get that out of the way. So there we go. And then I'm going to die cut. Look at this. Gorgeous. Look at that gold. Here are the three colors from the textured metallic. Yep, textured metallic 12 by 12 specialty paper. Woo-hoo-hoo. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So the sample in the catalog, the annual catalog, with this bundle, one of them caught my eye, and they have the frame in this and the greeting embossed on basic black. Oh, Miss Carla is here. Hello. And so I started with that, and then I changed it up from there. So let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right. There we go. I want to get that handle. See, the handle makes it nice to hang on to, but it's not great in the camera. Okay. And then I could use a plate number 1 and a plate number 2, but instead I really prefer my magnetic platform. And I picked this up on Amazon. And it makes me a much better die cutter. Again, not a perfect die cutter, but a much better die cutter. And so the price I have there was the price today. So hopefully it's that same price. All right. All right. So, and there's also a link under the video if I did that too quickly. But regardless, if you use a plate number 1 or plate number 2 or the magnetic platform, you need a plate number 3, a cutting plate. I'm going to turn it this way. Yeah, that'll be better. And then my cardstock I just stamped. Pretty subtle, right? The color on color. And then I have the coordinating die, that cutting edge, that rough edge is the cutting edge. And I like to drop it on there. Did you hear that hit? It's like, whoom, the magnet grabbed it. So then, okay, I want to go with the magnet to hold that in place. So I'm centering this around it. There we go. Looking good, I think. And then we need another plate number 3. All right. Place it on top. You don't want to scoot it on, even though I have the magnets, the magnetic I still don't want to just push it. I mean, I could very easily move that off of there, and that's not the goal. All right, let's see how we did. Oh, I just love this. That's the third time doing this, and each time it comes out fantastic. Like, okay, good. Easy, easy, easy. All right, so now let's grab, there are two sides to this. I'm going to use it just as a frame. I'm not going to fold it up and hang it. So I want to use this largest size. So again, that rough edge is the cutting edge. My basic black cardstock. Place that on there, and you can hear the magnets grabbing it. And the plate number 3. And we'll crank this through. All right, now 1 time through is plenty. I'm only backing up because that's off the screen. And I'd have to be diving across the table to get it. Okay, so I want this part, here we go, to emboss on. And then this is stuck in here. And did I put it in my products? Okay, my take your pick tool. Ouchie, which I just picked myself. And there we go. Get that out of there. That we don't want, not for this one. And so I want to use the same large one again. And here is my beautiful gold textured metallic designer series paper. And we'll do this one more time. Okay. This is so much fun. This card turned out so pretty. So I used some of the ideas from that card, and then the other parts I did my own thing. Now this time we'll save that for something else because that's really pretty. But this time what I'm wanting is the frame. So let's get that out of there. We don't have poke out holes on this, but you saw how easily it came up. And this part there we go. I'll trim off so it's all good. And there we go. That is the embossing. Let's put this aside. Okay. And then I have my paper snips. Let me put this here. Oh, you can see that against that black. It does stand out. All right, so I'm going to use my paper snips. And look, it's flat here, flat there. So I just need to connect the 2 flat areas. Beautiful. Hey, while I'm doing this, tomorrow starts the holiday catalog, mini catalog, but also tomorrow, and I posted on my blog today, the scrapbooking brochure, the September 2024 scrapbooking brochure. And my goodness, is that ever cool? The scrapbooking kits, but also over there are products that scrapbookers and card makers alike can use, including the new double-sided cardstock, two-tone cardstock, they call it. Very cool. And look at that. Oh my gracious. Okay, so we've got that. You know what? Let's go ahead and prepare our card base. And so what I have here is my paper trimmer and Cajun Craze cardstock, 8.5 by 11. And I want to cut this in half. So this is 11. I'll cut this at 5.5. I've got 2 blades here. One is for cutting. One is for scoring. Okay, so let's bring that up. Put this in here. Here is 5, here is 6. That longest line in between is the halfway mark. We're going to do 2 things right here, well, maybe 3. We're going to butt up against this to square it off, and then put it on that longest mark on the line, not next to it. And the third, follow it all the way down to make sure we're still nice and straight, and then cut it in half. And I have got 2 card bases. All right, so now let's use this scoring tool. And in scoring, what that is, if you just fold cardstock without putting a crease in it, it is not pretty. It's all crinkly and not a good look. Nothing you want someone to see who gets one of your cards. So halfway between the halfway mark and the whole number There's a second longest line. That is the 1/4 inch mark. So again, butt it up, follow that line on it, look all the way down, and run that blade across, and you get your score line. And that score line is a beautiful, beautiful thing because then, so do you see where the impression is? Go ahead and fold it with it. And then I line up these two, take my bone folder. Bone folder is a must for your card making. There we go. And so now it will lay for us very nicely. So now we get to emboss. And you know what? I do want something behind me so you can see, not just you, me, because I stamp on one of these silicone mats all the time and just really love it. It is great for just everything. I'm not concerned about adhesive sticking to it because it's a silicone. And then when I color with the Stampin' Blends, all of my ink doesn't get absorbed into the paper underneath me. It's a good thing. So we're going to emboss with gold, the Wow Gold from the Metallics embossing powders. But before I do that, I'm grabbing my Embossing Editions toolkit. And here is the Embossing Buddy. Wonderful thing because you rub this over your cardstock because the embossing powder wants to stick to whatever is wet. And that includes the oil in your hands from your natural oil, moisturizer, whatever the case may be. And that eliminates virtually all of it. So then I have this gorgeous Grateful for You. Isn't that font just beautiful as all get out? You know what? And I haven't said it, and I didn't see it yet in there. Please like, share, and comment on my video. And if you aren't a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified every time I upload a video or that I'm going live. All right, so we want an ink that stays nice and wet. And for that, I have the Versamark pad. And this is a clear ink. So right now, this won't be terribly dramatic. But when we emboss, it sure will be. All right, so got that good and inky. And I could have stamped and embossed it and then die cut it. But hopefully I can do a decent job afterwards since I can see, stamping after it's die cut. I find that to be quicker for me. And if I didn't do a good job, we'll pretend. Because I do have my finished card that I did a good job on that one. All right, so let's see what we have here. Oh, good. Everything is within the lines. Phew. So this tray is going to catch the embossing powder. So I've got this gold metallic from the Wow collection. And sprinkle this on. And then the tray will catch the excess. And then I like to tap it. And I'm not seeing little pieces. Oh, maybe just a little bit right there. Because whatever's stuck on there, you will melt. So you don't want a bunch of little dots of embossing powder all over. Unless you meant for it to be that way very artfully. You know what? I don't have to keep sprinkling it on. I can do this and grab a little bit more. Okay. So let me tap it. Either I'm seeing things or there's just a little bit right there. Okay, which makes sense that it would hit it again. So when I'm done, I'll take this off, funnel it back in here. This jar is going to last you a long time, and then I brush the rest in there. All right. So this is a really great part of this. Oh, Miss Roxanne, thank you. You hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And for everyone that has and will. Tweezers, metal, nice and strong, but with a plastic tip so the heat doesn't radiate into my fingers because, that gets warm quickly. And so now we need to melt it, and I have the heat tool. I was asked all the time, would a blow dryer work? Well, no, for two reasons. One, it would blow the powder off because it blows like that. And it's not hot enough. This is really intense heat. So the first one is to dry ink. The second one is to melt embossing powder. So look at this. I can keep it away from my fingers. Before it was like, whoo, toasty. So you just hold it in place until you see it melt. And this is going to be very dramatic against the black. This gold metallic, look at that. This is why I'm a stamper. I wasn't too thrilled to be there, if I'm honest with you. My mom made me go to a Stampin' Up! Party, and then she embossed. And the rest is history. Look at that, how quickly it does. And there is a difference with heat tools. I didn't have the Stampin' Up! One at first. Things weren't as plentiful and easy to get a hold of a demonstrator. She was 70 miles away. So my mom and I just found one in a local store. And when I got to use a fellow demonstrator's one, I'm like, wow, that is so much faster. How could that be? My husband says, well, honey, it's just a better tool. So isn't that gorgeous? My gracious. All right, so that's not all the work, but the bulk of it. So remember I was telling you we're going to use that pattern, right, of designer series paper? Well, I cut it to this size. And speaking of sizes, Wednesday afternoon, this is Tuesday evening, Wednesday afternoon, I'll have a link to my blog post with all of the measurements. Let me show you what this looked like there. Look how much I have left over too. With all the measurements and a PDF with the card that will include the card sketch. You can download, print, and save. So isn't that cool? But very, very pretty. So there's some good bit left to use. Okay. And you can go ahead and adhere this. And for that, I have my Stampin' Seal. Yep, Miss Angela agrees with me. It is the best, the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. If you don't have one yet, I highly recommend you invest in one. Okay, so this will go right about here. Looking sharp. That seam is just gorgeous. And then I told you I was using the B side for another one. So that just added some texture and a little bit more color. I mean, not physical texture, but it looks textured. Oh, isn't that pretty? And so again, some Stampin' Seal. And usually I say 1 inch in each corner, but that's really long. That's going across the whole card. And so this will go edge to edge. And if I didn't cut it, okay, and I didn't, my base is a tad bit smaller, so we'll take the paper snips again. This is one of my favorite things I've ever figured out. I used to cut from this side, and I would cut into the card base, and it wasn't pretty. I turn it over. I can see where I need to cut, and I have this edge to cut up against. And since doing this, I still have a nice straight edge, nothing that goes in and out that I'm then trying to fix and then whittling down to something pretty doggone small. All right. Oh. All right. So I'm very excited. Can you tell? I have here the woven golden leaves, and I use those Sunday too. Aren't these gorgeous? And they come in 2 sizes. Oh my goodness. On the card I'll show you at the end, in case you missed that, I left them like they are, but this is something else I picked up from that sample in the catalog that I started to copy and then I went my own way. You can color them with the Stampin' Blends. Oh, cool, right? It is cool. Oh, I need a third one. I forgot about that. I need another one of these. There we go. So I am going to take the Cajun Craze Dark on this large one. And see, this is where that silicone matte, oh, thank you, comes in. Look at that. So the ink isn't getting absorbed in the paper underneath, it's getting absorbed into my woven golden leaves. Quick, quick, quick. Blends are just the coolest thing. Okay. And then I have Old Olive in dark for both of these. And we'll do this. I don't know if you, this will be more obvious when it's not against the black. But having that silicone mat underneath me is fantastic. Okay, and so tomorrow I will post the digital catalog that you can flip through. I pay a service so you can flip through it, but also on that page, I'm not allowed to post it till tomorrow or show you anything inside. I will have the PDF of all the supplies, the ingredients that are used to make each of the samples, and that's where I, picked up what they said, use the Stampin' blends with the dark color and then crumble it to give it texture. Okay, so the other card I showed you, I did not crumble, but I sure did with this one. I was like, okay, let's see what happens, because I do love texture. And so just go crazy. All right. And, oh, we've got one more thing to prepare. And don't let me forget the embellishments, because this evening, aren't these pretty? These are the faux glass dots. On the other card, I used something else. I can grab that name there in a minute. I don't remember the name right now, but I'll grab it when I show it to you. Okay, so we have that. And then, and I've got a funny story to share with you about this. The dear friend, yes, I do. I prefer the silicone mat over the glass mat. I do. I probably shouldn't say that because, my commission would be better if people would order the glass mat for me than on a tiny, little tiny percentage if they get this. But I just do. I like that it's good for, which the glass mat is too, though, right? Because it's not porous for the Stampin' blends. But I like that this will absorb some stuff, my adhesive and all that. So, all right. So this dear friend, I couldn't find it. Well, that's one way to get your room cleaned up when you can't find a stamp. And I almost used it on that card I did Sunday, and then I changed my mind, and I was looking everywhere for it. And so that's how I cleaned up my desk, which worked out well because I need to do it for this evening anyway. And I thought, I'm going to have to tell these folks I managed to lose my stamp. Well, I'm looking on the back of everything, that it could have stuck to. I found it. That and the timber one, because when I'm designing, I'm not sure where I'm going. Underneath this stuck. So, okay, I'm going to have to tell them what a ditz I can be, but, it all works. All right, so I have here the Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. Now, the sample in the catalog, they stamped this little greeting on basic white. Felt a little stark to me, but not that is bad. I just wanted to go my own direction. So my stamp, it took me a few tries to figure it out because on the sticker, it's perfectly centered. On the back, not so much. It didn't get quite centered when it was die cut. So what I need to do is come up higher than I think. Let's see how well I do. And there you go. So once I figured that out, I got that in the center. All right, so let's go ahead and put this away. And so at least the red rubber, when you lose a photopolymer before you've got any stain on it, that can be tricky. So again, my paper snips, my gracious, the paper snips are just awesome. So let's go ahead and right there and right there. And then we have our grateful for you, dear friend. Fantastic. So now let's put it all together. So I started with the grateful for you. I need to start with the frame because I ended up shifting it all the way up. I had it a little bit too close to the bottom. And, the adhesive sheets would have worked, the sticky dots. This worked really well. I thought, well, let's just go with it. This worked really well for me, the Stampin' Seal. If you could use the multi-purpose liquid glue, but I didn't have adhesive hanging out all over. It just did a great job. So by starting with the frame, I can get my placement where I wanted it, because I ended up with it almost down here, and I really wanted it right about here. And step in a little bit, because I was closer to both edges. That's exactly where I want to be. Okay. And then our grateful for you, more Stampin' Seal. And then fit it right in there. Oh, that's just, and wait till we add the embellishments. Isn't that pretty? So did I forget anything? Because I told you about tomorrow, I'll have the measurements. I told you about the Stampin' storage sale at the mini catalog. The holiday mini starts tomorrow, as well as our first ever scrapbooking brochure. And life is good. So I've got 2 of these, and this is the part, the pointiest part. Okay, so let's take the mini glue dots. Open these up. This is not a dispenser. And my handy dandy take your pick tool. Pick this up and let's put these 2 together. There we go. And let's put, or the other thing I can do, I don't have to pick it up. I can take it to this, and that will make sure I don't take away from any of the extreme stickiness by pulling it away from here. Okay, I'm going to gently pick up what I just adhered down. Very gently. And tuck this in so it's coming out. Okay, I did a good job adhering that. Tuck that in. Actually, I wanted the green to come onto this and this to come out over here. Spread out a little bit. Rather translucent because I don't want to take away from the beautiful colors in the trees. But isn't that sharp? All right, so now we have this leaf. So let's use a mini glue dot again. These are really cool. And so you can see I'm doing everything I can not to touch them. And that pulls up from here. And that's not pressed yet. I don't like to press until I'm happy with my placement. And then the leaf. Let's come up a little higher. If I go down on that little stem, it'll be showing. We certainly don't want that. Okay. Also want to make sure I don't cover up my letters. So let's grab another one to help this stay down. And then my rules are it has to stay within the frame. And now back with my Stampin' Seal. Run it across there. Okay, grateful for you, dear friend. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Press this down. Good. And if you find it's lifting up, you can always slide, and this works out really well, a mini glue dot in there. But I think it's doing very well. And now our embellishments. And I have a card to show you. All right, so aren't these just so pretty? Can I bring these up? Oh, Miss Roxanne, well, thank you. Oh, these leaves. I am crazy about these leaves. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so here, let's grab one of these. And right about there, isn't that sweet? Embellishments just finish them off. And so these are coming in 2 sizes. We'll tuck one in here and grab a smaller one of these. There we go. Right about there. And there we have a striking fall card. Isn't that elegant? That's so, oh, thank you, Miss Angela. It is. It's getting to be that time of year. It's so hard to believe that it's Thanksgiving, but there we are. It is that time of year. So I promised to show you, and I remembered everything, right? Because you know how many times do I forget the embellishments. So in my card Sunday, and I can have a link to it under the video, with that, change can be beautiful. I kept doing fall cards in fall colors, and I wanted to change it up, and this just turned out so well. Pretty peacock, and oh shoot, I know it right there. Wild wheat that looks like gold. Well, thank you, Miss Carla. And then so I did this, clean and simple, and then I did a stepped up version, and there you go. There are those woven golden leaves. Crazy, crazy, crazy about them. So they're beautiful in gold, and colored because you can still see the sheen. So just so gorgeous. This bundle, crazy about it. Oh my good. I mean, just everything in it. All the accessories are just amazing. That paper, like I said, that paper will get gone. Well, I mean, I can't guarantee it. I've just, in the past, we've seen it happen, right? That the realistic designer series paper is gone pretty doggone fast temporarily. And when you get excited, you want your stuff now. So I'm recommending that tomorrow or whenever September 4th is, when you're watching this video, get on over to my online store to grab this bundle, the designer series paper, the accessories. Oh, and I promised to tell you, look at these. So these look gold too. And I have them right here because I need to make my blog post yet. Hold on. These are from and so they come in. Oh, that's not it. Actually, that's not it at all. That's a different blog post that needs to be done. Here we go. Here they are. Aren't these beautiful? Gold textured adhesive back dots. Wow. And so that was just the peacock and what looked like gold all over this card. Okay. So, oh, thank you, Miss Beth. And yeah, Miss Marcia, definitely it is time for our autumn cards. And this will definitely get you in the mood. All right. Yes, the sayings in this stamp set, all of them. Well, Change Can Be Beautiful is one of my absolute favorites. Of course, Grateful for You. And then Have a Perfect Lovely Day. And when the font is this gorgeous, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And you pair it with these others. Well, thank you. Thank you, Miss Angela. I sure appreciate that. Okay, so I'm not seeing any of the questions, but I'm sure enjoying that you enjoyed my cards. So I guess it's time for me to come back and see you. There we go. And we did it. Had audio. Fantastic. And the only thing is it didn't go over to my Stamping Smiles Facebook page, but that's the way it is. But I'm so glad you joined me here, either on YouTube or Instagram. And I'm here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Been doing this for, I would say, a good year. And so far, without fail, life has been good that I've been able to show up every Tuesday evening. And so it's one of those things you can take to the bank. And then other times I pop in with one so that if you're a subscriber to me on YouTube, you'll get a notification that, hey, Shelly's going live. So you can come and chat with me. And I sure appreciate that. And I appreciate all the thumbs up and shares and comments. Aw, all right, Miss Beth. I do love pink. It's my favorite color, soft pink. I love to wear pink and red. Thank you for that. And so it's that time of evening. It's here already, my goodness, as well as ordering from the holiday catalog. That is just a couple hours away. So excited. And so for that, you'll get on over to my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. There's something I can do here. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. How do I do that? I can do that as here an overlay. So now that it's smaller, you can see the chat. So now it's just me. You can see what's going on in the chat. I thought, well, that would be a lot of fun too. So anyway, it's that time that I say thank you for joining me. I'm so glad that you did. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.